Alright, Shalom guys. This is a video based on the George Floyd killing. And what was George Floyd killed by? George Floyd was killed by COVID-19. Now, I will explain exactly what I'm talking about. So let me run the video.
Before this now viral video was taken,
He says, I can't breathe. I can't breathe for the last time, George Floyd tells the officer. The officer has his knee in George Floyd's neck. George Floyd is pinned to the ground, fighting for his life. And he made this statement to this officer, this violent officer, telling him that he couldn't do what?
I can breathe. Before this now,
he said that he couldn't breathe. He couldn't breathe. This relentless officer heard George Floyd tell him that he couldn't breathe. So guys, as you can see, I went to google.com and I keyed in COVID-19 defined. So let's define COVID-19. All right, let's define it. Okay. COVID-19. Basically, what is this? Let's look at the symptoms. Now, as it says here, symptoms may appear 2 to 14 days after exposure to the virus. People with these symptoms may have COVID-19. Now, out of all these symptoms, fever, chills, cough, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, fatigue, muscle, body aches, headaches, new loss of taste or smell, sore throat, congestion, runny nose, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Out of all these symptoms, what symptom do you see that correlates to George Floyd death? Yeah, that's right. Shortness of breath or difficulty breathing. Symptoms of COVID, the main symptom is shortness of breath or difficulty breathing. So ask yourself, the only disease, or what you may say virus, the only virus is the man behind it. The only virus is the man behind it. So, what is actually COVID-19? COVID-19 is the white man. He's the virus, because the only virus is the evil, diabolical nation behind it that created it. So the damn white man, classified as the Edomites, according to the scriptures, according to the Bible, they are COVID-19. And once you come down with COVID-19, one of the symptoms that you're going to discover, you're going to find it hard to breathe. You're going to find it difficulty breathing. You're going to find shortness of breath. You're going to find fatigueness. All these symptoms is what this guy, George Floyd, was going through. He was coughing on the ground. That's a symptom. He couldn't breathe. That's a symptom. He was tired because he was wrestling with this officer. That's a symptom. He was having muscle and body aches while he was on the ground. That's a symptom. He was getting the oxygen supply cut off from his brain, causing a headache. That's a symptom. I'm pretty sure his throat was sore. Not only his throat, his whole entire neck, because the officer had his knee violently in George Floyd's neck. Congestion, a runny nose. And when you see the video, George Floyd has a runny nose because his nose begins to bleed. Nausea. George Floyd was feeling nausea on the verge of vomiting. See what I'm saying? Watch this. Right here, look for emergency warning signs for COVID-19. If someone is showing any of these signs, seek emergency medical care immediately. Now wait a minute. So we know it ain't no goddamn virus unless the man behind the virus. You see what I'm saying? Trouble breathing, persistent pain, or pressure in the chest. That's exactly what was going on with George Floyd. Confusion, inability to wake or stay awake, bluish lips or face. George Floyd lips was bluish. You know why? Because his oxygen supply, his oxygen was being cut off by this violent officer, basically having his knee in George Floyd's neck, man. So what is COVID-19? COVID-19 is the evil, diabolical people that's behind it. The only virus is the evil ass, diabolical people behind the damn virus. All right? So when they tell you to be aware because, you might be in harm's way of catching COVID-19, ultimately, in the end, we probably all going to catch it. Because we see what these white supremacist police officers are doing to our people. So once again, guys, George Floyd. I can't breathe.
Before this now viral video was...
Please, the knee in my neck. This man is pleading with this officer. He's telling him he can't breathe. Plus he has his knee into George Floyd's neck, causing muscle pain, causing runny nose, causing chills, causing fever. All these symptoms of COVID-19. So you can say this Minneapolis officer, was, basically COVID that attacked George Floyd and killed him. You see what I'm saying, guys? So when you see these symptoms, it says, seek emergency medical care. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's the worst thing, to seek medical care. Because we know you wicked ass physicians. We know the agenda. You see? So trouble breathing, persistent pain, pressure in the chest, inability to wake, bluish lips of the face, shortness of breath, fatigueness, muscle, body aches, headaches, sore throat, runny nose. All of these symptoms come from the so-called white man, who are the Edomites. All these symptoms you're going to experience when the so-called white man puts his evil ass hands on you to oppress you, to violently beat you, to brutalize you. So I don't want to hear about no goddamn COVID-19 virus. The only virus is the crackers behind it. The only virus is the evil ass Europeans, also known as Edomites, behind it. Now, guys, I am in Blue Letter Bible. Remember when it was saying if you start to undergo these symptoms, it says seek medical attention immediately. I'm going to tell you why that's not a wise thing to do. This is Job 13 and verse 4. Watch this. Because they said if you're going through these symptoms, to seek medical attention immediately. I'm going to tell you why that's not a bright thing to do. It's not wise to do that. First and foremost, this is Job 13 verse 4. It says, but ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. Let's talk about the so-called white man. Job was prophesying about the so-called white man in the spirit because he said they are a bunch of goddamn liars. Oh, come on down to the medical center and we'll treat that COVID for you. When they've been set up to secretly destroy you in those medical centers. Because most likely you go in there, you're not coming out. And if you come out, you're coming out in a body bag, man. All right? I'm not making this stuff up, man. Watch this, guys. All right, so this was sent by, a brother of mine. He's in a different faith, but it's okay. Knowledge is power. Tom Devin sent me this right here, this material. He said, be very careful when visiting these hospitals. There was a woman that was found alive in a body bag, diagnosed with COVID-19. And the reason why I want to pull that out, because that links back to Job 13, verse 4. But you are all forgers of lies. You know what I'm saying? All physicians of no value. Because ultimately in those medical centers, they're planning on killing you. The white man, that's his nature, to kill. And I keep telling you niggas, just because he has a white coat on, it doesn't mean anything. But you are forgers of lies, and you are physicians of no value, man. Wicked ass doctors, man. Wicked ass Edomites waiting for you to check into those medical centers. Waiting for you to check in to those medical centers so they can put you in a goddamn body bag, diagnose you with COVID, and you still alive in there. You see? This is Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans. You are the Israelites. You are not supposed to envy your oppressor. Who is the oppressor? The oppressor, the so-called white man, the Edomites that the Bible speaks of. Envy not the oppressor. Envy not the oppressor. Don't be jealous of this goddamn devil. Because right now he has more flexibility than you. He has more, he has more. Right now we can say he's on the top of the mountain. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Envy not the oppressor. Don't be like these goddamn Edomites. Choose none of his ways. But you know what most of us do? We do exactly what Isaiah 30:12 says. Isaiah 30:12. Wherefore thus said the Holy One of Israel, which is the Most High, because you despise this word, you blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. You disregard the word. You see what I'm saying? You despise, you hate this Bible. You don't want to keep these commandments. And guess what you do? You bypass the law. You bypass this Bible. You don't want to do a damn thing this Bible says. You bypass that and you trust in oppression and perverseness and stay their own. So that's exactly what we do as the nation of Israel. We don't want to keep the commandments of the Bible. We don't want to listen to nothing the Bible tells us, but we would trust in oppression. What does that mean when it says Isaiah 30:12? The Israelites trust in oppression. They think the slave master. They think the slave master is all in the above. They think that the slave master is damn near God. They think that their slave master cares for them. They think that their slave master, has compassionate sympathy, has remorse for them. They think that. A lot of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they trust in oppression because they do not consider that the white man will hang your ass out. Wring your ass out, hang you out to dry. And most of our brothers and sisters, they don't consider that. That's why the guy George Floyd, you know what I'm saying, may the Most High have mercy upon his soul. But George Floyd, man, his old lady was a Edomite, a white woman. You see what I'm saying? You don't supposed to trust in oppression. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, when you trust in oppression, you trust the white man, you follow the white man, you believe everything he says, and also you believe that he can save you. Here's another one, Psalm 62, verse 10. Trust not in oppression. See that? Trust not in the don't trust in the oppressor. Don't trust in the white man. Don't trust in him. You see what I'm saying? Psalm 62 and 10. Trust not in oppression and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. So don't trust in oppression. And the reason why I'm telling you guys, don't trust in oppression. Why? You should not trust in the so-called white man. Because he's the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. And he's not going to liberate you. Never have, never will. You understand? And his agenda is to eradicate the nation of Israel. Put them out of remembrance that they be no more. So don't trust in oppression. Now, this is George Floyd's girlfriend. This is George Floyd's, the guy that was killed by the white supremacist officer. This is his girlfriend, and she sends out an emotional message. The girlfriend of George Floyd, a black man who died at the hands of Minneapolis police officer, speaks out about his death on CNN. So you can see right there, George Floyd was connected to an Edomite. His old lady was an Edomite. His old lady was a white woman, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, what did the Bible tell you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans about dealing with these women, these heathen women? What did the Bible say about blacks, Hispanics, and Native American men joining themselves to heathen women? The Bible tells you that that's an abomination. The Bible tells you that we as the nation of Israel are not supposed to be joining to the heathen. But George Floyd's girlfriend was a Edomite, a white woman. So George Floyd, sad, but certainly true, George Floyd, he was judged, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was telling you about the scriptures. It said, trust not in oppression. And when you trust in oppression, you take a white woman to wife. You trust in oppression, you take a white man. You woman, you take a white man as your husband. And the Bible tells you not to trust in oppression, man. This is the ultimate example of trusting in oppression. George Floyd trusted in oppression by taking upon this Edomite woman. And guess what? He was judged, man, by the Heavenly Father. All right, here's another verse, book, chapter, and verse. And this one is coming from the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha, the 14 books that was removed from the King James in the 1800s by the Roman Catholic Protestants. And one of those books is Tobit chapter 4, verse 12. Let's see what it reads. It says, Behold, beware, Salah, beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers. We supposed to be taking wives of the seed of our fathers, man. Not the seed of heathen nations, man. So take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. So we don't supposed to take strange women that's not from the tribes of the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even from the nation of Israel, period. We don't supposed to take strange women. The Bible calls any woman that is not from the nation of Israel, any woman that's not of the 12 tribes, the Bible says she's strange and we're not supposed to join ourselves into them. But George Floyd, you know, what more can I say? So he was judged by the Heavenly Father. You know, it says, for we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed, and their children and their seed shall inherit the land. So even from the beginning, like our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they didn't take strange women, you know what I'm saying, of other nations. They took wives of their own kindreds, and they was blessed, you know. Because if you take a wife that is not of your kindred, that's not of your tribe, that's not of your nation, you're going to receive the opposition of being blessed. You're going to receive curses. And that's what happened to George Floyd, you know what I'm saying? And that's going to happen to many more of us. that continue to enjoying ourselves with these strange women, these heathen women, these white women, Edomite women, you know what I'm saying? Guys, I'm gonna show you another one. I'm still in the Apocrypha, right? And I'm going to Sirach now. Okay, so let me go down. Where are the Apocryphal books? Let me find this right here. Apocrypha. All right. This is Sirach 12 and 10. Right here, guys. So I want you to see this. Sirach 12 and 10 in the Apocrypha. Remember the 14 books that was taken from the Bible by the Roman Catholic Protestants. One of these books is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rust, so is his wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Because when you got a metal bar or something like that, something that's pertaining to iron, you're not going to see it rusting away within that instant. Like if you buy a piece of metal and you leave it out, you know, you're not going to see it from the beginning. You're not going to see the rust on it from the beginning. But, you know, eventually over time, you know, as it starts to wear down, it starts to build rust. And that's just like the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusts, so is his wickedness. Because in the beginning you can't see the rust on iron in the beginning, but over time you will see that iron starts to build rust, especially if it gets wet and the air dries. It starts to build rust. And just like this white man and goddamn devil, man, these Edomites. In the beginning, he shows himself to be sterling silver. You know what I'm saying? Shiny silver, glittering silver, glittering silver. But over a period of time, his ass starts to rust, and we start to see him for who he truly is. So Ecclesiasticus, aka Sirach 12 and 10, never trust thy enemy, man, for like as iron rust, so as his wickedness, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, let's get more into that. See that? Never trust thy enemy. Never trust thy enemy. Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thy enemy, guys. Never trust thy enemy. For like as iron rust, so is his wickedness. Never trust. And this takes you back to these two precepts here. You know what I'm saying? It takes you back to it. Well, really the precept to Sirach 12 and 10, when it says never trust thy enemy, it takes you back to Psalm 62 and 10. You see what I'm saying? It says trust not in oppression, because when you trust in oppression, you trust your enemy. And Sirach 12 and 10 says never trust thy enemy. So when you trust your enemy, you trust in oppression, man. Psalm 62 and 10. Don't do that, because I said that to say this. Because of this. Look at the statement. Who do you call when cops murder? You see what I'm saying? Who do you call? Who the hell you gonna call when cops supposed to do their jobs as to protect and serve, but they are killing themselves? Who you niggas call when cops murder? That's what I'm saying, man. We looked at it in Sirach chapter 12 verse 10, says never trust thy enemy, for like as his iron rusted, so does his wickedness, man. And we also showed you in Isaiah, trust not in oppression. You see what I'm saying? So guys, this is Psalms. Let's look at Psalms 55. Psalms 55 and 20. Let's check that out. Watch this. Okay. Psalms 55 and 20. he had put forth his hand against such as be at peace with them. Psalms 55:20 says the white man, because that's who it's talking about, the Edomites, the white man. You know what I'm saying? He put forth his hands against such as to be at peace with them. He has broken his covenant. Now I'm going to break this down because the European settlers, they actually broke 450 peace treaties in terms of the Native Americans. The white man, who are the Edomites, the Bible speaks of, he ain't stuck to one goddamn peace treaty. He broke them all. And Psalms 55:20 says he has broken his covenant. That means that the white man has broken every goddamn peace treaty he has made with the Native Americans and you so-called Negroes. He has broken every last one of them, man. Okay? Broken his covenant. Broken all these peace treaties that he has made. Right? Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth was smoother than butter. But because the white man, he deceives you with this flattery talk, man. This flattery talk. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. See that? So you gotta watch that lip game because that mouth is moving, but that mind is saying something totally different. So why he's trying to appease you with his goddamn lips, his mind is thinking about slaughtering you. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn with swords. And that's what the Spaniards, the conquistadors, the Inquisition, they did that shit to the Boricua Taino Indians. You know what I'm saying? The British Puritans did that to the Native Americans, and the Englishmen also did that to you blacks, you so-called Negroes who are the real Jews, man. I don't give a damn who you name. The Jesuits, the Pilgrims, the United States Cavalry, they all did this to the nation of Israel. They said one damn thing with their mouths, and then something else was on their mind. What was on their mind? Murder. Never trust your enemies, man. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Come on, man. Proverbs 23:6. We need to separate. We got to separate from these goddamn devils, man. That's the only way things is going to get resolved. We got to separate from them, man. Proverbs 23, what is that? Proverbs 23:6. Watch this. Proverbs 23:6. It says, eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. So you don't supposed to be eating with these goddamn crackers, man. These Edomites. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye. You want to sit down at the white man's table, man. You want to sit down at the white man's table because you're so hungry. You're so hungry to be what? To be equivalent. To be equivocal to the white man. That's what the goddamn civil rights movement was all about. Fighting for civil rights when they should have been fighting for, superior rights. Not trying to be equal to the white man. Not trying to be on his level. Fighting for rights to have the same rights to exercise as the white man. No. We got to separate from these goddamn devils, man. Because, like I said, man, we already heard about the Ahmaud Arbery murder in Brunswick, Georgia. How these two white supremacists shot this man for jogging. The father and son, these white Edomites, murder Ahmaud. Now, this shit here, George Floyd. Because guess what? You niggas, which are the real Jews, you want to continue to try to eat bread with those who have an evil eye. That's what George Floyd, George Floyd, his old lady was an Edomite. I just showed you this previously, that George Floyd old lady was an Edomite, man. What is that known as? Eating bread with somebody that has an evil eye. Because you don't know what that white lady could have done. You don't know what she did. She could have set the shit up for all I know. For all we know. And had her husband killed to try to get some damn to try to get some finance out of him of something. You know what I'm saying? Eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye. And who has an evil eye? So-called white man. That evil eye. That all-seeing eye. The Illuminati. That evil ass eye. With the capstone, with the triangle, with the pyramid in it. They the ones with the goddamn evil eyes. You don't supposed to eat bread with them. You don't supposed to desire his meats. To desire his meats, you know what I'm saying? To desire his meats is to desire his wickedness, man. To desire his meats is to learn his ways. You see what I'm saying? Learn not the way of the heathen. We supposed to come from among the heathen, not desire his meats, not try to eat at his table. But that's what Lazarus did, man. Because it tell you about that. It tell you about that in Luke 19, right? Tell you about how Lazarus desired to eat at. Let me get that right quick. Luke 19. It said Luke 19. Luke, what is it? Luke 19. Luke something. Let's type in Lazarus. I'll find it. Because it said Lazarus desired, you know what I'm saying, to eat the crumb from the rich man's table. Where we shouldn't you be trying to do that, man? See what I'm saying? Luke 16. It's a lot for giving y'all guys the wrong information. So Luke 16:19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen. That's the white man, the Edomites. And he fared sumptuously every day. See what I'm saying? Because that's the white man. That's what he does, man. He has gained the fatness of the earth. And he fares sumptuously every day. I'm saying? Secret society that controls the Federal Reserve and print the goddamn money. Out of thin air. Luke 16:20, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores. Now, what did the man Lazarus do? Lazarus represents the nation of Israel. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the state of poverty. You are Lazarus. Luke 16:21, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs. See that? You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you want to be like the white man. You want to desire to be fed with his crumbs. When we should be saying, you know what? The hell with his crumbs. We don't want your goddamn crumbs. We don't want nothing you have to offer to us. But you know Luke 16:21, Lazarus, the Israelite, desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. You niggas will do anything and everything to get on the white man's level, even selling your soul in the music industry for fortune and fame. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his soul. You see what I'm saying? So Lazarus desired to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. And what that take you back to? It takes you back to Proverbs 23:6. Eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye. But you niggas still continue to do that. And that's why the white man is continuously, having his way with you niggas. Because you want to eat bread at his table with him that have an evil eye. And you want to desire his dainty meats. Fuck the white man, the Edomites. You understand? It's time to separate and time to build back up our nation. We want to see Black Wall Street again. Fuck the white man, the Edomites. You understand? And that's from the heart, man. Okay? So I don't want to make this lesson too long, guys. What more can I say? Man? I don't know what to say, guys. Pretty much this lesson has come to an end. It's raining outside, so I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry if you hear the raindrops pounding down on the car. I'm inside of the car doing this lesson. But yeah, guys, man, we gotta wake up. Man. Let me give you that Lamentations 4. I'm gonna close out with this. Lamentations 4, man. Lamentations 4. Let me give you that right quick. I don't know what is doing this, man. Lamentations chapter 4. Let me give you that. When it say we have watched for a nation that cannot save us. Lamentations 4 and... Let's see. Lamentations 4 and 17. As for us, the Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, our eyes have yet failed for our vain help and our watching. We have watched for a nation that cannot save us. Yeah, because who in the hell you call when the police commit murder? Shalom.